Alright, now let's create the game over widget. Okay, the widget that we want to show here if the game is over, and then the results as well. Okay, so first let's change that which says game over. Let's just put a done icon. So that's in a display. Where is that? Where is our weight display? Weight display. So here, if the game is over, we're just saying game over. So let's change this to a done icon. Okay, let's say icons, or is that icons? Let's put it in the container or the circle avatar. Yeah, circle avatar, which has got that not that. Let's see, maybe which one can be great here? Is it the container or the circle avatar? I think let's put it in the container. Okay, so to do this really quickly, I'm just gonna say a container for done icon. Okay, now Copilot is just gonna create that. Okay, we have coding assistance, so we can do this really quickly. So it's just gonna show this container with that decoration, and then okay, what I want is not to keep this green. This I want it to be green, and then this I want it to be white. Okay, now to give this a try, all we just need is to hot reload, and then let's do a game really quick which ends in 5 words. Let's put the computer as hard. We want it to write the 5 words quicker. Okay, so you can see that I'm not typing anything here. That's because if we start the game, I don't think we are setting this playing. Let's try this again. So this is okay, it's working. Therapy, pens. Okay, so that's the done icon that it has put there. Okay, which is not even looking nice. Okay, so let's try to fix that. Okay, so this color of this, we want it to be the container color. We want it to be black. It's not the border. So we don't even want the border. We want the color. Okay, so this is going to be colors dot green. And then let's put the shape also. Okay, we want it to be circular. Shape is going to be circle. Okay, now let's not even waste time to play it. All we have to do is to copy this, and then instead of displaying all of these that we are displaying, all of this, let's just display that container and then comment all of this. Okay, let's hot reload. Okay, let's hot reload one more time. Okay, we're still getting an error. What's the problem here? Are we missing something? Okay, what I'll do is to leave everything like that, and then let's copy this, then all of this that, and then let's just return that. Let's hot reload. Right, it's taking long. I'm gonna stop it and run it. Come on, we just want to look at how this container looks. This is why is this taking us so long. Let's wait a bit. Okay, it's the shape. Okay, let's go back and fix that. So it's this shape what is causing the error. So first let's remove it. Let's hot reload. Okay, we have it like that. Looks like it didn't want us to put the shape, and then that is too big. Let's put it like that, and then we want to put it okay, first let's look at it. Yeah, I think that is fine. Yes, we just put a done icon instead of saying that game over. Okay, so once again I'm gonna cut this from here, then just return it here where it belongs. First I'm gonna uncomment all of these, and then this we paste it here. Alright, just like that. Now we are displaying that done icon instead of game over. Alright, this part is done. Let's just hot reload and return it to normal. Now let's create a game over dialog. Now when the game is over here, let's give it a try. What's going on? Is it me hot reloading one more time? Why it's taking long? Okay, now let's put it on hard and play again. Okay, modding, plenty. Okay, now we have a done icon. Okay, so let's stop it and run it. While it's running now, let's create the game over screen. Okay, so here in the widgets, let's right click, new file. This is going to be game over .dat. Okay, so here we're just gonna create a void method. Okay, it's not even a widget because it's going to be a PageRout builder. Okay, so let's create a void method of game over. So this method of course is going to take required build context. So yeah, I think it's going to take even the game provider. So let's import this. So we have imported that, and then let's import the material package for this build context. Okay, now right on top here we have to, so let's put a comma there. So right on top here, let's check if this is single player or multiplayer. Okay, check if is single player. So no, we're not going to check like this. We just want to do final single player. Single player, yeah, we simply just gonna check like that, not how the assistance was checking. So yeah, so we're just gonna get inside there and then check if it is single player. Okay, next now we need to create the PageRout builder. Okay, so we're not going to use the dialog. Okay, we can use the dialog. It can also work, but let's use the PageRout builder. I just want to show you guys how we can animate that, and that looks good, better than the dialog. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll remove this dialog, everything up to here, and then here we'll create a route to game over a page. We're going to say page route builder. Okay, so here let's create that page route builder, which is game over page route builder. So let's click tab, and then we're gonna change what we don't need here. Okay, so we have game over page route builder, and then it's going to return the page route builder. So let's give it it's got some properties here like opaque. So this one is going to be false, and then the page builder here is going to have a context, which is coming from the build context. So this one, let's just make it a build context like that. Okay, which is that, and then you are going to need the animation. Okay, and then we also need to have a secondary animation. Okay, but this one we won't use. Okay, now here we need to create a widget inside here, so which is this game over widget. Okay, so we can either create it inside here, or we can create a scaffold outside here, but I think we'll read it better if we create it like the way it has created it here. So instead of calling it game over, because we're already calling this as game over, we can call it game over, I think, widget, like that. Okay, now let's just create this widget. So click here, and then we're going to create that class. So maybe let's first just create it like that, stateless, and then game over widget, like that. So here we're just gonna return a scaffold. Now here in this scaffold, that's where we are going to create our builder. So first, the background, we want it to be like okay, that white opaque with opacity. So let's say colors dot white, and then this is going to be white dot with opacity of we want to be a bit transparent. Okay, 0.85. yeah, that one. And then we need a body here, which is going to be a column, not a center. So let's have a body. So this, let's wrap this in a column. So let's click tab. We have that, but it looks like we are missing a bracket. So let's put a bracket there. So this column, maybe let's wrap it with a padding widget. And then let's make this symmetric. So horizontal, let's have 20.0, and then vertical, let's just have 10, not that 100. Okay, yeah. Now this column, we want everything to be centered, and then the children, first of all, on top here, let's put a sized box. Constant of size box. The height is going to be what, maybe 20. and then the first child here. Okay, now here, that's where again we need to create two widgets. Okay, so this game over widget, we are going to use it, and then inside here we are going to have two things. First, we'll show the widget for if it's single player. Okay, so here, that's when we're going to check. So we need to also pass the boolean, maybe this is single player. Okay, we have to pass it inside here because we need to use it here. Okay, so here we're going to have another widget called single let's go single player results. Okay, that single player results, we're going to need to put it here, but we should have a check. So what we can do is let's pass the required game provider even here, required this dot game provider, and then let's initialize it there, and then instead of calling this up here, let's cut it, and then we can call that in here. All right, now this we can check here. Okay, if single player, we can show this widget, else we have to show the multiplayer results. Okay, so we also need to create these widgets, and then these widgets also we need to pass the game provider because that's where we're going to get the results. So here let's also pass game provider, which is going to be game provider. Okay, so let's copy that and paste it there. Okay, so right after these two widgets, we are going to have a divider. Okay, so first yeah, I don't think we need a size box here. Okay, anyway, let's just put it because we can put the size box in those widgets. So here let's have a divider. So we're just gonna let our assistant do that, but thickness 2 is too much. Let's have 0.5 or maybe 1. I think 0.5 is fine. Okay, so right after the divider, we need another size box. Let's copy that. Let's put the size box here, and then after this size box, now that's when we need to have this elevated button. But now this elevated button, let's wrap it in the size box also. Okay, so let's wrap this in a constant of size box, and then because where we wrap it in the size box, we want to put it in the width. Let's get media query dot of context dot size dot width times 0.5. Okay, great. Now this one is just going to pop it, but let's send a signal here. So first let's send the signal like exit. Okay, close or exit. Okay, because we might use this when we exit the results. We can try to be sending the signal that we want, and then depending on the signal we can do something. Okay, so now here on the label we can have let's call this as continue. Okay, continue, and then let's also give it a style. So all of these should be constants, which comes from constant of text style. So here what we want is a font size 18.0. Then we want letter spacing to be 1.5. And then we want font weight. So let's bring all this back. Okay, we don't need to put a constant there. We have a constant here. So font weight, we have font weight dot bold. Okay, like that. And then next, after this, since this one is closing here, I think that's it. That's how we want this scaffold to be. Okay, and then here, where did we call this? This game over is going to have to pass the game provider, and also here is going to pass that game provider, which is coming from here. Okay, we paste that there. Okay, so why are we having? Because this is a constant. All right, now right after we return, so here we don't want okay, yeah, right after we return this, because we want to use the transitions here, what we're gonna do is we have to cut this from here, cut it, and then we are going to create the method, which is we are going to initialize it like that. Okay, like this game over widget, and then we call that, and then here what we are going to return is a scale transition, that one. Okay, so the scale is going to be twin like that, and then we're going to begin, yeah, like this. So looks like we are missing a bracket. We also need to have a child here, so let's put a comma here, and then let's have the child, and then we call our builder here. Okay, so now this one we need to close it like that. So let's just check this animation. So it's going to begin, let's begin at 3 and then end at 1, and then we are going to animate to the animation, this animation, and then we're going to return our widget. That's how our widget will animate. Okay, and then that's all. We don't want this fade in. If you want, you can use it, but we just want it to be like this. So I'm just gonna remove this. Okay, I'm just gonna remove this fade in. If you want, you can try to use that fade in, and then you see how it looks. Okay, now after this one, now we have to call our string. We await. Okay, so let's click tab. We're going to wait for the result, which is coming from that. So let's remove that. Here what we're going to do is we have to await here. Okay, but you know that to call await, so let me just go through this navigator dot push, and then it's that game over PageRout that we are going to await for. Okay, so this needs to be asynchronous to clear this error. So we have to go up here and then add the async keyword. Okay, now we need to we are waiting for the results, which is coming from the button which is coming from this game over widget, this button, okay, the signal. All right, now inside here we have to make a switch statement. Okay, so let's just let our AI make it switch on result. Now let's click tab. Okay, so this is going to be switching. So if the result is exit, here we have to exit. Okay, so what we're gonna do is exit game screen, because we are passing the result. So here we just want to pop the screen. Okay, so we already popping here when we click, so you can see that we are popping. So all we have to do here is where is that? Here is just again to reset the game results. Okay, so here we're just gonna say await game provider dot not stop game. We're just gonna reset game like that, and then that's it, and then we are off that screen. Okay, so here why we are putting a switch statement, and then why also we are sending this, it's because after the game is over on the result, when the user click, we may want to do something, like we can put other cases, like case, for example, add. Here we can show an ad if we want. Okay, if you are creating the real-time application, we may want to put, like, if the game is over, you show the game over screen and the result, or you can want to rate the application or watch an ad or something, if that is what we are passing inside here as a signal. Okay, because of course these signals, if you want the exit and thing, you can be passing them depending on the results here, and then you pass maybe exit, maybe add, or maybe rate application, and then you can just check them here from the cases here. Okay, what is being passed on. If it's exit, you just reset the game and then you start the new one. Maybe if it's add, you show an ad, you can add other cases and so on. That's the reason for this, is just to add life to the game. Okay, great. Now let's create these two methods. Okay, so first, before we dive into, we make these two methods, because this video is already too long, I'm just gonna show you how this looks. Okay, so to see how that looks, so instead of displaying these two, what to do is okay, let's just make them quickly and add just one item just to look at them. First, let's create another stateless widget here. This is going to be single player results. All right, so this has a required game provider. We get it like this, and then here what we want to do is let's just have a column. Okay, or just a text. Now let's just put single player results. Okay, so we're going to do the same with this one. Let's just quickly extract a method like this, not like that. We want to extract okay, anyway, let's just make it, if it's not going to extract how we want it, let's paste that. So this is going to be multi, is it the way it's written, the multiplayer result? Okay, yeah. So we're gonna copy that, paste it there. Yeah, now here you're just gonna say multiplayer results, and then we are done. Okay, now we need to call this game over when the game is done. Okay, so let's go in the, let's close that, start, stop. So here, when it's time up here, we have to call that game over. Okay, so we need to, where we call this method is a lot, it's not just here. So even when it's where is that text, my text field? Okay, so here if it is done, okay, we have to call game over, but we need to do more checks here, even if it's game over. So here we haven't checked if the game is over. So after is playing, there is where we need to check here. So maybe, okay, I'm not gonna dive into that in this video, because here we just want to show it. We will need to call that game over here, but right now let's just call it if it's time up. Okay, great. And then in the next video we'll call it everywhere else we need to call it. Right now this video is just long, we just want to see how it looks, and then we'll complete it in the next video. So now that I've coded it here, I'm going to run the application again. Great, and then let's let the computer win. So let's do it like that, and then let's just play. So let's see if we can call our game over. So let's just let it. Okay, now you see how that comes. Okay, so it has showed single player results, and then we can continue here. So that one, single player results, is coming from our widget single player result. We need to put our results here for single player. Okay, great. So our PageRout builder is working. You can see it's transferable now. When you click here, it's just going to reset the game again and start again. Great. So that's it about this video. We have created the widget for game over. Now in the next one we will complete showing the results here. All right, thank you guys, and see you in the next video.